Hi everyone, welcome to this month's webinar. My name is Becky Price and we are going to be sharing ideas on how to use leftover Carvemaster ham. These Carvemaster hams are incredible. You're going to want to add one to your order so that you've got it for the holidays and really any time because it's a great product. This Carvemaster ham, they are slow cooked with real apple wood. When you get them, they come frozen. There's no bones in them. They're fully cooked, so you could thaw them and use them just as they are. But the best way to fix them is to warm them up in your oven. So you are going to want to thaw the ham out first and thaw it out in your refrigerator, not on your countertop. And the reason is that in the fridge you'll get a little bit slower of a thaw so that the cure and the salts in the cure will stay inside the ham and not come to the surface of the ham, and then you get a really salty product. So make sure you thaw it in your refrigerator. It'll take 1 to 2 days depending on which size ham you get. We have a 7 to 8 pound Carvemaster ham, that's number 7960, and then we have a smaller Cobb ham which is 3 to 5 pounds, and that's number 1109. So once you've thawed your Carvemaster ham, you're going to want to heat it up in a 350 degree oven, 15 minutes per pound. So the goal is to bring the internal temperature of the ham up to 130 degrees. Then you'll take it out of your oven and let it rest until the internal temperature comes up to 140 degrees, and then it's ready to slice and use it for what you need it for. So when you put your ham in the oven to cook it, you want to put it into a pan that's got at least 2-inch sides, and then when you put it in, this Carvemaster ham has a fat cap, and you want to keep that fat cap on it, and you want it on top. So when it cooks in the oven, the heat's going to melt that fat, and it's going to go into the ham, which gives you an amazingly moist and very tasty ham. And then we'll cover it up with aluminum foil, and we'll go bake it in our oven. Okay, our ham is done. It tastes absolutely delicious, and I have cut up my leftovers into cubes. And so today I am going to cover 2 breakfast recipes, but I will include 5 with this webinar so that you're going to have some great ideas on how to use our Carvemaster ham leftovers for breakfast ideas. So this first recipe is a super easy one. It's called Leftover Ham Recipe. So we're going to take 2 cups of cubed Carvemaster ham, put that in your bowl. Then we're going to take 1.5 cups of shredded Swiss cheese, and we're going to put that in. We can get it open. There we go. All right. Then we're going to add 1 pinch of our Regal sea salt. Now, for those of you who wonder how much a pinch is, that's approximately 1/16 of a teaspoon. All right, and then 1 pinch of dill weed. And then we're going to add to that 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Now, the recipe says 1/2 cup or until you feel like it's coated well enough. So we'll see how much that did. You want to make sure that everything is coated inside. There, that looks good. So we'll set that aside and we'll get our pan ready. So you're going to want to take a muffin pan, and I really wished I had one of those nice USA pans that we sold, but I have a muffin pan here, and we're going to spray each cup with our Vegeline. Alright, now this recipe calls for 8 crescent rolls, so I have our crescent rolls here ready to use. We're going to take each crescent roll, and you're going to lay the big side down inside the cup, just like that. And this is going to make 8 separate ham leftovers. And now we're going to take the ham mixture, and we're going to fill each cup with it. Ooh, this looks yum. And now we're going to take the crescent roll and we're going to wrap it over the top of these and kind of tuck it down inside here to create a cover. Some of those covered better than others, but there we go. And now we're going to bake it in a 350-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll see how they turn out. Here we go. Don't those look beautiful? You want to bake them until the croissant dough is nice and browned, and oh my goodness, these look amazing. Look at that. Let's go ahead and cut one open so you can see inside. Ooh. Look at that. This is leftover ham recipe. I hope you enjoy it. This next breakfast recipe using our leftover ham is called cheesy ham and egg cups. So we're going to start with a dozen eggs, and we're going to add to it 1 teaspoon of our ground pepper and 1 teaspoon of our dried minced onions. These are great to use. No chopping, no tears. And then 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And then we're going to mix it up. There we go, nice mixed up. Now to the eggs, we're going to add 1 cup of our Carve Master ham diced up and 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Now you could also use Colby Jack if you prefer that kind of cheese. Either one works great. And then we'll mix that all together. All right, now we're going to take our muffin pan and we're going to spray it with our wonderful Vegeline. This stuff is great in any of your pans. Awesome stuff. There we go. Now, you want to fill these muffin cups till they're almost to the top. So I'm gonna try a half a cup and let's see. Oh, a third of a cup, sorry, a third of a cup. We're gonna see how good that does. That looks good. Maybe not quite as much, you'll have to watch it. There we go, a third of a cup was perfect. You were supposed to fill all 12 of the cups, and so we're ready to bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. You can test it to make sure it's done by poking a toothpick in the center, and it should come out clean. Our cheesy ham and egg cups are done, and don't those look great? They have a great peppery smell to them. So now we're going to take 1/2 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, and we're just going to sprinkle it over the top of these and let it melt, and they are ready to eat. There you have it. 2 great recipes using our leftover Carve Master ham. There's 3 more attached to this, the PDF you will get at the end of this webinar. So I hope you enjoy this amazing product.
Hi, my name is Stacy and I'm with Alice's Pantry, and I'm excited to share with you tonight some ideas how to use your Carve Master ham. If you've never cooked a Carve Master ham before, you are in for a treat. It's the best ham that we have. It's our top selling ham. They come about 7 to 8 pounds. You can see it's a really good size ham. It's number 7960, and I would really encourage you to get on and order your one because it's great. You will have leftovers. Unless you have a huge family, you're going to have a few leftovers. So what we're going to focus on tonight are some ideas for what to do with those leftovers. And the 3 sales managers are each using a breakfast, lunch, and dinner theme. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about lunch and about what you can use for snack time and lunch with this ham. So we'll get started with that, and I'll share with you my first recipe. Okay, the first recipe I'm going to share with you tonight is a ham and cheese stromboli. And this uses a pizza dough ball. We sell our Rizzuto dough balls. They're great, 16-ounce balls. You can get 6 of them in a package. They're number 1079. I was out of those today, so I had to make my own fresh pizza dough, which you can do too, and I'll give you the recipe for that in the end of with the PDF of recipes. So we're going to go ahead and use this dough. And all you're going to do is to roll it. You want to flatten it out in a rectangular shape. This only has 5 ingredients, and you can get it in the oven in 10 minutes if you have a dough ball already thawed and your ham cooked. So it's a great, fun, fast either dinner, or if you made it for your dinner and you had leftovers, there's your lunch. You would have that already ready. You can send them to work with your husband, whatever, your kids, everybody would like it. Okay, now what we're gonna do with this after I get it all rolled out is we're gonna put the 3 ingredients on. The one thing you're gonna do with the edges is cut the edges with your pizza cutter, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. You're making kind of a braid, but it's not really a braid. It's just kind of crossing over each other. So it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. You're gonna eat it either way. It's gonna taste great. Okay, so you see we have this little strip down the middle. That's where we're gonna put our ingredients. First thing we're gonna do is we have a 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. I used the shredded cheese that we carry, the Kirkland cheddar jack cheese that we have. I'm gonna put half of the cheese on the bottom and spread that out. This doesn't have any sauce in it. It's just cheese, ham, and broccoli. The ham, I took about 4 slices of my leftover ham and cut it up into just chunks. You need, I think it's 8 ounces, so I just weighed it on my food scale so I wouldn't get too much. It's pretty hammy. I'm sure you could make a cream sauce if you wanted to put like maybe a mushroom cream sauce in there. That would be really good too. And then the broccoli is just 3/4 cup to a cup of broccoli. This is the flavor pack, one that we carry. I cooked it in the microwave, kind of just took the chill off of it so it's not quite all the way cooked, not too mushy. And then you're just gonna put that in your dough. Look how simple that is. If I can keep my broccoli up there. And then I'm gonna put some more cheese on the top. Now, doesn't that look simple and easy? Okay, now the hardest part is just to cross over your little edges here. Put your meat back in if it falls out. And then as I wrap them over each other, you're gonna bake this for about 20 minutes on 400. And what you're gonna do at the first part, or before you put them in the oven, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this on parchment paper because I learned a trick about keeping a nice crust base on a pizza, is if you'll lay it on a parchment paper and heat your pan up first, then it'll keep the base of your pizza crust crunchy. So the last step we're going to do is take an egg. I beat an egg, and then we're just gonna brush that across the top of the dough. It's gonna give it a nice brown look to it, kind of a finish to it. And then we'll bake this for 20 minutes, and I'll show you what we have when it's finished. Okay, that looks wonderful. So what you would do is just serve that on a plate with maybe salad or even a bowl of soup. That would be amazing. Let's turn that side, you can get a picture of it. Okay, our last recipe that I will share with you is a hot Italian sandwich. I love Pizza Hut Italian sandwiches if you've never had one, and so this is a kind of like that, and I think you'll find that it works really well. At least I'm hoping so, because it's hard to find Pizza Huts that make them. Anyways, you can use our ciabatta rolls if you have those. You can use our Tuscan mini loaves. You can use a regular sub sandwich roll. Whatever will work, I think. This calls for a hoagie roll, and that's what I'm using. And so the first thing we're going to do is I took a 1/2 cube of butter, softened it up a little bit, added some of our Italian seasoning, just a teaspoon, and mixed it in the butter. And your first thing you're going to do is cover the sides of your bread with this butter mixture. And this recipe will make 6 sandwiches. Of course, I'm only going to do 2 tonight because there's only 2 of us in my home right at the moment. So we'll put that butter sauce on there. Okay, and then the next thing it calls for is 2 slices of mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. The next ingredient is our margarita pepperonis, and it calls for 4 ounces of pepperoni. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a few slices on there. I just pulled it out of the freezer because it comes in a huge bag, as you already know, and I just pulled out what we needed. So we'll put about 6 or 7 slices on each sandwich over the cheese. The next thing we need is ham. So this is a piece of our leftover Carve Master ham. I just went ahead and put that in the center. And then over top of the ham, this is such an easy recipe, you guys, you're gonna love it. You're gonna take a little bit of pesto. Pesto's so yummy. And you're just gonna go ahead and just spread a little bit of pesto over the top of your ham on that sandwich. Okay. It's got garlic in it. It's great. You can make your own homemade pesto if you want, but you know, I'm all for easy. So just get a jar at the store. That makes it easier. And then, and that is optional. You don't have to put the pesto if you don't want to. And then the last thing is more cheese. So 2 more slices of your mozzarella or provolone cheese, whichever you prefer. And that is our sandwich. Now, what we're gonna do with it is you're gonna put it in a baking dish, kind of close it up there. You want to keep it, so if I had, this baking dish would hold about 3 of these. You want to put them, stack them right next to each other so they're going to stay closed, and then put that in the oven, and you're going to bake it for 10 minutes at 350. And so it's going to melt the cheese, melt and get your meat nice and hot, and then we're going to have hot cheese sandwiches, ham and cheese sandwiches. So just give me a minute, we'll bake it up. Okay, we've got our hot ham and cheese sandwiches. I cooked them about 10 minutes is what it called for. And the cheese is nice and oozy melty. Looks great for lunch. Let me go ahead and cut that so you can see. Nice crunch. Now what you could also do if you wanted a little more juice to it is add a little Italian dressing, maybe kind of like Olive Garden, and just drizzle a little bit over that top of that, or ranch, one of the two would be really good. So good. I hope you enjoy, and you've enjoyed the ideas for your lunch, and you'll get about 5 recipes at the end. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Julie, and I'm excited to talk to you today about our Carve Master ham, which happens to be one of my very favorite products from Allison's Pantry. The biggest problem with our ham is that once you eat it, you're going to be so spoiled that you won't ever want to eat any other ham. It just doesn't taste as good as our Carve Master ham. Now, one of the benefits of the ham is that it's a great big huge ham, and there's a lot of things you can do with the leftovers. And I don't know about you, but at my house, sometimes it's hard to come up with good menu ideas and good plans. And so tonight I have a few I'm sharing with you 2 really great recipes that you can do with ham leftovers, and then there will be more in the PDF. But I picked things that are fast and easy and that everyone loves. And so this first recipe is just a dump recipe. I don't even know what to call it besides like ham and potato dinner. And all we're gonna do is dump. So we have some leftover ham, and we're just gonna, it's cut into big chunks, and we're just gonna dump it into our crock pot. Then we're gonna dump in our potatoes. And then we're gonna dump in our green beans. Now these green beans are still frozen, which is just great. And I love these green beans so much that I started buying them by the case. My kids eat these, they like them. They taste like they were just fresh picked out of the garden without all the work. So I love them for that. So we're just gonna dump all this in here. And then we're gonna put the crock pot lid on it, and we're gonna let it cook. I'll probably add a little bit of salt and pepper, but the ham is gonna go through and flavor all of it, so it has a really yummy taste to it. We're gonna let it cook for 4 hours on low, or 4 hours on high, or 8 hours on low. Or, you know, I almost put this in the Instant Pot today. We could have this done in about 10 to 15 minutes in the Instant Pot if you would rather do that. So we'll wait and see what it looks like when it's done. So our crock pot dinner is done. It's the potatoes and green beans and ham, and it turned out delicious. And with the potatoes, you can serve them as they are. You could add some of our delicious gravy. You could throw some cheese on top, some sour cream and butter, whatever it is that your family likes best. But I was amazed at how easy this dinner came together and how delicious it is. I think you'll like it too. I have a confession to make. I have a really hard time following a recipe exactly. And so I've changed this recipe up a little bit, and I'll kind of explain what I'm doing and why as we go. So this is a ham and corn chowder that is going to be so good. And what makes it easy is Allison's Pantry Foods. Of course, we have our diced potatoes. They're red skin, they're delicious, they're all ready to go. You can see they're still frozen. So I'm popping them into my bowl, my pan. And then leftover ham, our leftover Carve Master ham, throwing some of that in there. Some of our onions. I never chop onions anymore, you guys. I just use our Allison's Pantry pre-chopped onions because they make life easy, and then some corn. And then I am going to pour in some chicken stock. Now, the thing that I've learned about making a soup that has a cream base or a milk base is that if you add the milk at the beginning, then you have to like stand over the pot and make sure that it doesn't scorch or doesn't stick to the bottom or anything like that. And this recipe calls for that to be that you add the milk and the flour at the beginning. But if I do that, then I don't pay attention, so it's gonna burn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook it like this, stir it up, cook it up until the vegetables are tender, and then I'm going to add in some heavy cream, and probably then I might whisk in a little bit of flour if I think it needs a little bit of thickening. But either way, it's gonna be delicious. Our soup is finished. It was really easy to make. Like I said before, I went ahead and added the heavy cream later, and it just turned out really good. I think the secret ingredient to this was the heavy cream. It's a really nourishing, warm soup that's perfect for those cold fall days, especially before you head out to soccer or before you head out to football. It came together really easy with the ingredients that we used, and I think it's something that everybody is going to love. Thank you so much for joining us for our webinar today. I hope you got some good ideas from some of the ham recipes that we shared. Remember, we have that PDF that has even more recipes than the ones we had time to talk about. But enjoy your ham, enjoy these quick, easy ways that you can get dinner on the table for your family too. Thank you so much.